Hello there and welcome to another tutoring video of me, this tutor. And this time we're looking at the Edexcel topic, the iGCSE America 1918 to 941, and we're going to look at the last little topic and we're going to do some tutoring on opposition to the New Deal. We're going to look at some source skills. So in this video we're going to look at opposition to the New Deal, the last part of your specification. And we're going to look at source skills. Question 2, we're going to do a couple of sources, compare them, come up with our arguments. Well, as I said, we're going to do opposition, so there are pages and revision guide to help you revise this. One of our big focuses here is Huey Long in this piece of work, so you could revise him and opposition, and we'll have a quick quiz in a moment. We'll then talk through how to answer a question in detail so you are skilled up, ready for your exam. Before we do that though, let's have a quick quiz to see what we can remember about opposition to the New Deal. So here's a few simple questions about the New Deal and opposition. So have a look through revision guide, have a look through my video about opposition to the New Deal, for revising your notes, and then see what you can answer. So pause me now and give it a go. Alright, so question 1, name a New Deal law banned by the Supreme Court. So the AAA and the Wagner Act in particular, this was because it was enforcing things on federal states which was not allowed. Number 2, why did some think the TVA was bad for business? So it was a government monopoly that did not give competition for businesses. So the government would go in and sort out all the issues with the land, and if they'd actually put it out to tender to businesses, business would have had more work and more money rather than just simply the government organising it. Question 3, who proposed the shared wealth scheme? That's Huey Long. Question 4, under the shared wealth scheme, at what point were the rich sharing their wealth? Well, when an individual earned $1 million a year, they should share some of that wealth. Name the popular radio broadcaster who led the social justice campaign, and that's Father Coughlin, who had said their famous radio broadcasting programme, and he was trying to be very critical of New Deal and actually helped promote, for question 6, an election candidate against Roosevelt. So question number 6, who did stand as this presidential election candidate in 1906 to promote the socialist campaign? Well, it was William Lenker, and obviously supported by Father Coughlin to try and get him elected to be president. Okay, so here's the question we're looking at, and it's in your revision guide if you have one of my revision guides. If not, you can work through from this video, and we're going to be looking at how far does source A support the evidence source B about Huey Long. Nice and simple. You'll find the sources there, provenance and content. But you might be wondering, well, how do I complete this question successfully? Now, I do have 2 other videos in this playlist about how to do the comparing sources question. These are the skills you need to be following. In the first video, I talk about this in a little bit more detail. Here's a reminder. So we must extract messages from both sources about Huey Long and, particularly about his opposition to the New Deal. We need to make sure that we give a yes and no argument, ways A supports B and ways it doesn't, to get more than 5 marks. We should explain, so make sure we've got a nice P paragraph, point, give evidence from the sources, explain the similarity or difference. Got an explain section. We could use our contextual knowledge a little bit to help us. We might want to use the provenance of the sources. It's there for a reason. We could use it to help understand the tone and the purpose of the sources to ensure we understand why they're similar or different. At the end, we need a simple conclusion. How far are they similar, or how far does A support B? And we should use words like very much so, or partly, mostly, those type of phrases to help us. So now let's plan our answer. So what we need to do is we need to look at the provenance, the bit at the top in italics. That's the who wrote it, when they wrote it, that kind of thing. Then the message content, the normal writing underneath, and draw up the messages about Huey Long. So let's think about this carefully. Now, when you're in an exam, you're going to hopefully label some ideas around the sources, and you'll start to realise the similarities and differences you label. So you can do the same in your revision guide. Or if you're not one of my revision guide, you can just have a sort of think about it here on the screen. So pause now and have a good think about similarity differences about Huey Long. Okay, so here's what I've got. So source A, the provenance at the top. So the article's from Louisiana, and we know Huey Long worked there, so they should know him really well, should hopefully give a reliable opinion. So source B's provenance was getting towards the election time as Roosevelt's working towards the second New Deal. And of course, election is going to be almost like a publicity support or opposition towards the New Deal. Also says it's a populist right-wing politician, so clearly that's going to be anti-New Deal and therefore more supportive of Huey Long. So source A then, what's its content? Well, it says Huey Long, he had extreme levels of power in Louisiana like a dictator. He created the shared wealth, but people doubted whether it would actually happen. Ooh, a bit critical of Huey Long there, that one. Source B says he's not a dictator. Ideas were voted for and people trusted him. The share out the wealth scheme was very popular but was opposed by people. Okay, so we've got two ideas there. Interestingly, part of my thoughts and how I've planned it, I've got those two ideas. You can see comparing each other. So one saying he's dictator, one saying he's not. One saying shadow wealth failed, the other one saying it's not. So you've got those two ideas you can clearly start to compare. Right, so how do we write our answer? Well, we want to write a nice P paragraph, or nice P paragraph. We're going to keep it simple to make our point. Firstly, source A somewhat or mostly supports source B about Huey Long. For example, source A says this, similarly source B says this. So if we're saying they support each other, we're going to say source A mostly supports B about Huey Long because. We're then going to give some evidence to source A, say the word similarly, give some evidence to source B, then we're going to explain therefore they support each other because. If we're going to say a criticism, they don't support each other. When we're doing our evidence section, we're going to say however source B says this. We're not going to have a simile in there, and we're going to explain therefore they are different because. Now I've got that link bit in there because if you're really having a good think about it, maybe you see two ways in which they are supporting each other, or maybe you see a way in which they support each other and they don't, and you want to say a however or a furthermore at the end to develop your idea in a bit more complexity. I'll show you how you can do that in your answer. So let's go through this together step by step now. The first paragraph. So in this paragraph we're going to be talking about how they support each other to some extent as they agree that Huey Long is pretty powerful and important. So let's go for this together now. So we need an opening sentence. So firstly, source A partly or somewhat supports source B about Huey Long because. So I've said already, we're sort of going for a somewhat, and we are talking about the power of Huey Long. Remember how they're talking about him being a dictator or not. So how would you write your first opening sentence? Pause now and give it a go. Right, so I've said, firstly, source A partly supports source B about Huey Long as both suggest he was very powerful. Okay, pretty much what I told you a moment ago. So now let's use the sources. So for example, source A says this, similarly source B says this. So pick out some ideas now from the sources that talk about him being very powerful. So we're going to explain that they support each other. Pause now and pick out some ideas from the sources. One sentence per source only. So I've got, for example, source A states that Huey Long was one of the most powerful politicians in the US. Similarly, source B describes Long as the leader chosen by the people of Louisiana, with 7 out of 10 supporting his laws. So I've got some ideas there. You could have had bits about dictators and all sorts of things in there as well. But trying to keep it concise, just one sentence per source. We're not copying out the source on the exam paper. Not winning marks for that. So now we want to explain. Therefore, source A supports source B in portraying Long as. Right, so we want to explain how they are both saying that, yes, he's very popular and powerful. So explain a little bit now with one or two sentences about why you think they are both supporting each other about Long. I said, therefore, source A supports source B in portraying Long as a popular and powerful politician in Louisiana, implying he would have a significant impact. Right, so I've got a very simple explanation there, but I mainly want to spend my time now in the link section with a bit of a however, because I don't particularly agree that they support each other. I've only said partly in my first sentence, haven't I? So, however, source A says this about Long, where source B says this about him. And could we say about how they disagree? This might be where you're going to talk about the dictator argument, whereas one disagrees with the other. See if you can explain the difference now. One thinks a dictator, one doesn't, in terms of their ideas. Pause now, see if you can explain that idea. So, however, I've said, however, source A suggests Long ruled like a dictator, employed a secret police, while source B argues he was powerful but isn't a dictator, and instead governed through democratic reforms. This means source A does not fully support source B, as portrays Long as a corrupt leader rather than a legitimate elected official. Now, that would be a great answer so far, but you might want to consider the provenance a little bit. Why have they such a different opinion? If you want to take another advanced step, you could look at that to explain in a bit more depth. So think about the provenance now. Could you use that to help you explain why they're so different? Okay, so here's how I've done it. I've said the difference in perspective may stem from source A being a local newspaper editor with first-hand knowledge of Long's leadership, whilst source B is a populist politician at a national level who supports Long due to their shared populist views without fully grasping his reputation in Louisiana. So thus source A only partly supports source B as it presents a more critical view of the leadership style. So I've maybe given a provenance in there. Now I've put that in italics because that might be quite an extended idea to do, a bit more advanced. You could probably get 8 marks without doing that. It's quite nice to practice your skills around provenance. Now, let's think about the second paragraph. Now this time we need to say how they're supporting one another. Now both of them talk about share the wealth, the share our wealth scheme. One might be critical of it, but it does recognise it exists, so you could still explain how they are similar. So have a go at seeing if you can explain the similarities. You might want to say that source A largely supports source B about this. Now you'll notice at the bottom there, I've also got overall conclusion. See if you can come up with a short overall conclusion for 1 or 2 sentences as well. So give it a go. You've seen the example of how we've done this in the first paragraph. Give it a go now. Short use of the source A, short use of source B. Explain how they show that, Huey Long and the view is similar, particularly about the sharing the wealth scheme. And then see if we can give a conclusion. Pause it now and give it a go. Okay, so here's what I said. So, secondly, source A largely supports source B regarding Huey Long's share a wealth scheme. For example, source A states that Long's scheme was liked by many people, but there was still doubts about whether it actually worked. Source B similarly mentions that the scheme had 3 million supporters who did not fear opposition. So therefore, source A supports B in highlighting the popularity of the share a wealth scheme, especially as the New Deal was failing to address all America's problems. In fact, when Roosevelt reduced funding at the start of the Second New Deal, unemployment increased. Furthermore, it's clear that both sources agree with opposition to Long's plan. This stemmed from the scheme's challenges, as it required taking money from anyone earning $1 million a year. Bit awkward to organise that. I'm sure rich people are quite good at hiding their earnings, so a bit difficult to do that. Overall, in conclusion, source A only partly supports source B as it presents a more negative view of Long, depicting him as a dictator and suggesting his schemes would fail, but source B in contrast is far more positive. So hopefully that sets out a nice idea how you can answer that question. Okay, I hope you found that useful. It's helped you revise your knowledge on opposition to the New Deal and develop those complicated source skills. So if you did find it useful, look at my playlist, loads of things to help you there, and loads of other topics for the either Edexcel or iGCSE. So don't forget to subscribe, and do maybe have a think about buying my revision guide. I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.